Hmm. Curious. Curiously. Curious. What am I missing? What is here that I do not see? Maybe if I stand back and look at the whole equation.
How illuminating. I think what you have discovered is that E equals mc squared. Impressive.
Mr. Gandhi, I didn't hear you come in. Thank you for coming. I am so honored to meet you.
I am also pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Einstein. How can I be of service to you?
You have already been of service to me. You solved my problem. E equals mc squared. Brilliant.
It was nothing. But that is not why you asked me to come. You have a question.
I was hoping that you could shed some light on the problems that America is facing. Government is broken. The economy is in chaos and no one has yet figured out what to do about it. Good jobs have been sent overseas, and the jobs that are left are menial. Good, honest, hard-working Americans are losing their homes and businesses. The number of American children living in poverty is shocking and growing. The divide between the rich and the poor is obscene. All of the data suggests that we are becoming a third-world nation. In spite of the growing hunger in America, as soon as we end one war, we seem to be looking for new enemies to fight. I have been pulling my hair out trying to figure it all out. What is wrong with America?
I have been watching this situation myself. It is very sad. But perhaps that is good. It may help the people understand that it is time for them to take responsibility for fixing it. That's the only way it will get fixed.
How can the people fix it if no one can figure out what the problem is?
I know what the problem is.
You do?
Yes. Tell me, why is America setting up another military theater in Australia?
I don't know. It probably has something to do with the war on terror.
That is one theory, but it is not a very good one.
Are you suggesting that Australia is a threat to us?
Australia is America's friend.
New Zealand then? Is New Zealand the threat?
Of course not.
What is the threat then?
Peace.
Peace.
Yes, peace. Peace is the most dangerous threat to Americans today.
Peace. That makes no sense. Peace is the opposite of a threat.
You are not looking at the whole picture.
What do you mean?
Have you noticed that the American government has long been obsessed by the desire to grow the economy?
Yes.
Why is that?
I am really not sure. Only this morning, I was talking to a graduate of one of America's premier business schools. He asked that question a lot, and he never got a good answer.
That is because educators are not looking at the big picture.
So what is the answer?
The answer to that is the answer to all of America's problems. America's problems are symptoms. They are all symptoms of the same illness.
Please explain. How can peace be a threat?
Look at the whole picture. You are not factoring in America's economic model, for one. You know what happens when you don't factor in all of the relevant information.
Of course.
Consider the economy. That is part of the big picture. America has a war-based economy. It doesn't have to be that way, but it is. War is how America grows its economy. It invests trillions of dollars into war, and banks that profit greatly from war, in an effort to grow the economy. What would happen if America were to suddenly declare peace? More importantly, what would happen if America declared peace without first taking the economy off its war footing?
Well, there would be a lot of new people who are suddenly out of work.
There would be more than a lot. If all the soldiers come home, and factories stop making things for war, and banks were to stop profiting from war, and companies that provide the military with food and clothing and extra security were to suddenly close, Many people will lose their jobs. When they are no longer earning money, they will have no money to spend. So businesses that depend on them to spend money will also be forced to close. There would be a dramatic collapse of the American economy. Giant corporations that now own most of the farmland will also close. The small farmers that they forced off the land are gone. How would America move goods around the country? Who will be able to afford energy, like gas and heating oil? No one. There would be mass starvation and deprivation. With so many new people suddenly out of work and not earning money, without an alternative economic model already in place, the global economy would go into free fall.
Wow. We would be in a much worse condition than Germany was when Hitler rose to power. I see what you mean. Peace is a threat. Peace is dangerous.
The same group that made Hitler's rise to power possible is bringing chaos to the world today. Of course, peace isn't dangerous when left to its own designs. That would be ridiculous. But when a country, or worse, a world, has a war-based economy, peace is very dangerous indeed. You need to look at the whole picture.
A war-based economy is the only economy that the American people have ever known. How does one design an economy that is not war-based? Can we fix this terrible situation?
Of course. And it is, all far easier to fix than you now imagine.
How do we fix it?
It isn't the economy that you must fix. The economy is only one symptom. It is government itself that must be repaired. When you repair that, the rest will all make sense. Until you see the big picture. Until you see where government went off the track, until you see how it is broken, you will not understand any answer that I could ever give you. A blind man cannot put a puzzle together. Nor can a seeing one do so if pieces of the puzzle are missing.
Look at the whole picture.
Think for a minute about a water main. If a water main breaks, what do? Do you ration water, with a very few getting the largest portion and the many scrambling for dribbles? No. You fix the broken main so that water can run freely. Your government is rather like a water main, in that it is the structure that channels power. It used to channel power to the people and to the states, but then something happened. The main was intentionally broken. From that point forward, power flowed to a cabal of wealthy scoundrels. These are the few who profit from war, and who turned your economy into a war-based economy.
Intentionally broken?
Yes, it was a coup d'etat.
A coup d'etat. I am pretty familiar with American history, and I have not heard of a coup d'etat. How can that be?
It is a very well-kept secret, but the documentary evidence is there for all to see. In short, the American people have been lied to. They have been lied to about their own history, and the proper workings of a constitutional government, in the same way that they have been lied to about peace, rather than war, being the biggest threat to their security.
I feel terrible knowing that America is sending its sons and daughters off to fight wars that serve the purpose of lining the pockets of a few wealthy scoundrels. How could I not have known that?
It is not your fault. Your government is withholding important information about this coup d'etat from the American people. If the American people find out about it, and if they ever discover the documents that prove that there was a coup d'etat, and if they ever gather all of the pieces of the puzzle, the American people might be motivated to reclaim their government, over, by, and for, the people. That would be disastrous for the scoundrels now in government and on Wall Street.
We have a war-based economy because of the coup d'etat.
Absolutely. It goes to the heart and soul of the matter. Would you like to hear about how this coup d'etat happened? When you know that, you will have the information you need to fix all of America's problems. They are all linked. They are all symptoms.
Absolutely.
Then I will ask our viewers to go to the next video, where they will learn about this coup d'etat from some very knowledgeable people.